How setting healthy boundaries can help you get back with your ex. Hello and welcome to Love Advice TV. My name is Coach Adrian, and in this video, I'm going to tell you how you can set specific boundaries that will actually increase your chances of getting back with the one you love. If you're watching us on YouTube, thank you for your support. Please subscribe and like this video if you find it useful. And for all of those listening to us on Spotify or on podcast, thank you for your support as well. Setting healthy boundaries is sometimes absolutely critical and necessary during a process of breakup recovery. It might sound counterintuitive to some of you that I'm asking you to consider setting boundaries, because perhaps you've been experiencing a dynamic in which your ex is the one setting boundaries. You want to get close. You want to get closer. You want to be able to reconnect. You want to be able to spend quality time together. And you want to be able to knock down those boundaries in order to create a new relationship. I get that. However, sometimes if you are too eager, you will make mistakes. And that is why setting healthy boundaries right after a breakup, especially, can help you avoid making critical mistakes that will make this process a lot more difficult, a lot more challenging, a lot longer, and that will enable you to regain confidence and control over the breakup recovery process the right way. For all of you who have broken up with your significant other in the last month, you know that it can be extremely challenging and emotional, and sometimes you're tempted to reach out a little bit too early. You may not realize it, but your approach is often either desperate or manipulative. Even if your intentions are pure, that is how it is perceived by an ex who is just not ready to listen. And so making sure that you are clear about the state of mind that you're in, about how your feelings and emotions may be impacting you, is absolutely critical in determining whether you should be setting boundaries with your ex. I have coached many situations in which an ex is actually taking advantage of your love, of your interests, of your desire to be with them, to boost their ego. And in some ways, they are taking advantage of your desire to be with them to make themselves feel better. I am coaching this amazing lady in Washington, D.C., who was very eager to stay connected with the man that she loves after a separation, even though this person had actually done her wrong. And even though this person was still really interacting with her simply to have a backup plan because he was in a relationship with someone else. And in situations like this, it is very important to set boundaries in order to make sure that you are not going to be triggered. Because if you are triggered, you are more likely, again, to make a mistake, to have a setback, or quite frankly, to just be confused. And so in situations like this, how can you set a boundary, or what does a boundary even look like? In some cases, it is essential for you to tell your ex that you think that it is best for both of you to not be in touch for a little while. Not because you want to do a no contact or you want to pull away and you're trying to use some sort of reverse psychology to get them back, but simply because it is the truth. You need a safe space and you need time to be able to get back on your own 2 feet and to make sure that you're not communicating with them from this place of vulnerability and desperation. Other times, the boundary could be telling your ex that you don't feel comfortable talking about their new boyfriend or girlfriend or their new partner. I've coached a man who had a child with his ex who was dating someone else. Actually, he had multiple children. And this man is in Hawaii, and he's very pure heart, very good guy, very eager to do whatever it takes to be on good terms in order to co-parent, to prove his change, and in order to showcase to this significant other or to this ex that he was supportive and that he wasn't just thinking about himself and his own aspirations and his own goals and his own desires. The problem is that he was creating a dynamic where she was losing respect and consideration for him, where the relationship itself was no longer something that felt sacred. And so I advised that he set boundaries, setting boundaries around, again, how she would talk about this new person that she was seeing, boundaries around co-parenting, and when she would ask him to watch the children, boundaries so that he was not being taken advantage of. And again, I think that it's important to be supportive. It's important to make sure that we don't let our ego get the best of you. But in certain cases, you have to protect yourself. And it's a way to take back control and to make sure that you also value yourself throughout this process. If your fear of losing them is causing you to compromise your values, the odds are that you're not going to be able to reach your goals. And the odds are that you need to be taking a step to set healthy boundaries. Otherwise, you're not going to like where you end up. Finally, setting boundaries is absolutely essential in order to create new patterns and in order to lay the foundation for a new beginning. So, if you were in a dynamic that you feel was toxic, or where you feel like you were both triggering each other, that wasn't healthy, and you obviously want to get back with this individual, but you want to do so in a different type of relationship with new ways of communicating with each other, with more respect and consideration, without perhaps being so jealous and possessive. If you recognize yourself or your previous relationship in such terms or in this type of dynamic, then it is also essential for you to commit to setting healthy boundaries with the one you love. It's not a question of love. It's a question of happiness. And it's a question of making sure that you can cultivate the right mindset in order to be in the type of relationship that you deserve. If you want to take it a step further and learn exactly what steps you can take to set healthy boundaries right now, no matter what has happened and no matter what type of dynamic you are facing at the moment, I invite you to check out the link below. It is what we refer to as our private videos, our gifts that go much more in depth on how to take action based on where you are currently. And it would be my pleasure to continue to support you on this journey, to be your coach. So if you'd like to talk to me and for us to work together during a private coaching session, you can also, of course, do that on our website at withmyexagain.com/coaching. It's not just me, by the way. Our entire team of coaches are here to help. Sometimes you have a special feeling and a special connection with one of our coaches. And so I can only encourage you to work with whoever you feel most comfortable and most connected to. Until then, please keep fighting the good fight. Thank you for your trust. Leave your questions in the comment section below, and we will do our utmost to get back to you in a timely manner and to provide you with more guidance. Thank you, and see you soon.